Now the period of my testing had come. I was sent to a valley about 200 meters deep. In it were assorted dangerous reptiles and wild beasts. These were to torture me. I was not to shout, for if I did, I have failed the exam, and the consequence was death. After 7 days of agony, I was brought out and sent to a place called India Jungle. In this jungle, I saw different types of demonic birds. Demonic because some had faces like dogs, some like cats, etc., yet with wings. Inside this jungle was a cave, and this cave is only opened by these demonic birds. They opened the cave and I went inside. The things I saw are hard to explain. There were terrible creatures. Some looked like human beings but with tails and without human faces, etc. This was another place of torture. The torture there could best be described as semi-hell. I was in that state for 7 days and was brought out. I was then sent to a very big library that contained large volumes of mystic books to study. I later picked 2 books, Abyssinia, which means destruction, and Asena, which means giving life or curing. Later, I was given more books. I was instructed to build a chamber as soon as I returned to Nigeria with the following things in it: a native water pot filled with human blood, a living tree inside, a human skull, vulture feathers, wild animal skins, boa skin, and a big shiny laterites beside the pot. The blood inside the water pot is to be taken every morning with an incantation. I was also instructed never to eat any food cooked by humans, but that I would be fed supernaturally. With all these instructions, I came back to Nigeria the same way I went and fulfilled all. Back home in Nigeria, I had now become a part and parcel of the spirit world and could travel at will to any part of the world. According to the books I brought, spirit beings are living in space. Perhaps they would increase my powers, so I decided to try. I came out of my house, made some incantations and called the whirlwind, and disappeared. I found myself in space and saw these spirit beings. "What do you want?" they asked. I told them I wanted powers. I came back to Earth after 2 weeks having acquired powers from them. Like I said earlier, I no longer could control myself. Despite all these powers I had already received, I still needed more and more powers. I then decided to go into Underworld to prove what was written in the books given to me. One day, I went to a hidden place in the bush, made some incantations as stated in the books, and commanded the ground to open. The ground opened and the demons created steps immediately. I stepped in and went right inside the ground. There was total darkness that can only be compared with one of the plagues that occurred in Egypt as recorded in the Bible. I saw a lot of things that are hard to explain. I saw people chained, people used for making money. Their duties are to work day and night to supply money to their captors. I saw some elite society members who came in to do some sacrifices and would go back to the world with some gifts given to them by the spirits controlling the place. I saw some church leaders who came for powers to say a thing that is accepted without questioning in the church. I stayed for 2 weeks and came back after receiving more powers. People saw me as young and innocent but never knew I was dangerous. There are lots of such people around. Only those in Christ Jesus are safe in real sense of safety. Covenant with the Queen of the Coast. One evening, I decided to have a walk. Along a Boot Meta bus stop, I saw a young, beautiful lady standing. I never spoke a word to her. The next day, while passing, also I saw her still at the same spot. The third day, I saw her still at the same spot, and while passing, she called me. I stopped and introduced myself to her as Emmanuel Amos, but she refused introducing herself. I asked her name and address, but she only laughed. She asked me mine, and I told her the street only. When I was about leaving, she said she would visit me one day. In my mind, I said, that was impossible. I did not give her my house number, how then could she come? But true to her words, I heard a knock on my door after a week of that meeting at the bus stop. There she was, the mysterious lady. I welcomed her in my mind. I wondered who this beautiful lady was, and did she know she was treading on dangerous grounds? I entertained her and she left. After this first visit, her visits became regular without any relationships. I noticed that in her visits, she kept to a particular time and would not come a minute earlier or later. In some of her visits, I would take her to the Lagos Bar Beach, or to the Paramount Hotel, or Ambassador Hotel, etc. All these while, she still did not tell me her name. I decided not to worry since I knew the relationship would not develop more than that. I had already been instructed never to touch a woman. Suddenly she changed the day visits to nights. During one of the visits she told me, "Now it is time for you to visit me." We stayed together that night, and at 8 a.m. the following day, we took off. We joined a bus, and she told the driver to stop at the bar beach. As we stopped, I asked her, "Where are we going?" She said, "Don't worry, you are going to know my house." She took me to a corner of the bar beach, used something like a belt and tied around us, and immediately, a force came from behind and pushed us into the sea. We started flying on the surface of the water and straight to the ocean. Dear reader, these happened in my physical form. At a point we sank into the seabed, and to my surprise, I saw us walking along an expressway. We moved into a city with a lot of people, all very busy. Visit us at swissministry.com.